Hey, welcome back to the Big Rant Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. First off, I'd like to address a hater that left a comment on one of my videos the other day, calling me a lady. Referred to me as, "Who's that hilarious lady?" Going on basically to insult me further by saying I have no skills in logic. I'd like to say thank you for watching my video and clicking on it. Whether or not you actually watched the full video or not, who cares? You gave me another view and another watch minute on my trek to 4,000 watch hours and for my 1,000 subscribers. So thank you for that. Thank you for stopping by and watching. And like I said in my comment, come back when you got the balls to actually put out your own content. And on to the actual story for the day. The personal attorney for President Donald Trump, Michael Cohen, had his offices raided yesterday. And a lot of people are upset about it, especially Donald Trump, who is crying like a little baby this morning, claiming that attorney-client privilege is dead. Well, first off, there are times when that can be taken, when that can be looked into. The communications between a client and an attorney, and that's if the attorney is covering up a crime, for example. Those are some things that can be done, and apparently in the state of New York, it's perfectly legal for what the FBI did. Why? Because a judge issued a search warrant for it, and they cannot just have, for the FBI can't just have some flimsy thing here on a federal investigation and things like that. They can't just have some flimsy case to get a search warrant. They have to actually have some kind of just cause for them to do so. So, I'm going to say right now, I don't give a damn about the affair that Donald Trump had. I don't care who he had sex with. I don't care if it was a porn star. I don't care who he had sex with. If it was consensual, it shouldn't even have made the news. That's a problem for his wife and himself to deal with. That's not for you or I to discuss. I don't think that it fits into what we should be discussing. You can call it immoral, call it what you want, but at the end of the day, that's for the two of them to deal with. But what we can discuss here, and what we should discuss, and everybody should actually be discussing, is this payoff to keep her quiet from Michael Cohen. Now, Donald Trump said last week that it wasn't him. He didn't do it. He didn't give her the money, and he didn't tell Michael Cohen to do it. You got to talk to Michael Cohen. Well, the FBI and the Mueller investigation apparently is doing that, as they did seek a search warrant, and they searched his offices, took his computers, and they searched through emails and other communications and bank records, tax records, and things like that to see exactly what happened. And the fact is, there's some issues here. Because of the timing, he could have broken federal election law, and the fact that if it hasn't been reported, as a gift to the campaign or anything like that, that could break some tax laws. And he didn't declare it. Neither one of them declared it in their taxes. So there's a few problems there. Not to mention the personal lawyer for the president or for a candidate's not really supposed to be, giving $130,000 to the campaign. Now the president or the candidate himself could have been given all that money, and as the Young Turks mentioned, if he had come clean and said, "Yeah, I gave her this money trying to keep her quiet," and not thrown Michael Cohen under the bus, then we would not be dealing with this right now. Because Donald Trump himself can give his campaign all the money he wants to. But other people are limited in the amount of money they can give a campaign. So for Donald Trump to sit there and cry and say it's attack on our country, no. The attack on our country was the possible crimes committed by you, your cronies, or your personal lawyer. As a person who ran as a law and order kind of guy and a land of laws kind of guy, where the hell are you, Donald Trump? You're not the one. You're definitely not the one that ran. You're not the one that ran for office claiming you're going to drain the swamp and that you were going to do all this and that. No, it's not what you know. And so we'll see what comes of this right here. Apparently, they had it done at the state level because apparently they might not be able to. The president might not be able to pardon any kind of problems that Cohen may have had, and who knows what could happen here. We'll see what happens. I mean, at this point in time, based on how long they've gone and the fact that they really haven't put anything out about Donald Trump, tells me that they might not have anything that directly connects Donald Trump to the Russia collusion. I do believe there were some people maybe in his campaign that were connected to Russia doing things that they weren't supposed to. They weren't keeping everything above board. But at this point, it doesn't seem like Donald Trump necessarily had anything to do with it. Now, one could ask, how could a candidate for president not directly have, knowledge of what his cronies were doing? But you never know what can happen during a campaign. But it's possible maybe he did. But right now, I don't see the evidence being shown. And so we've got to wait on that. And that's why I think Donald Trump is losing his mind over nothing. Just about a week before this happened, Mueller made it very clear that Donald Trump is not a criminal focus of this investigation at the moment. Now, of course, something could come up down the road. But if Donald Trump is so innocent, as I have stated repeatedly on this show, if Donald Trump is innocent of all the charges and all the claims being made against him for Russian collusion and all this and that, and all this other crap about, giving money to porn stars, then let the investigation finish. That's really all you can do. You can't sit there and if you're going to sit there and keep complaining and whining about it, people are going to start to think you're guilty. And just let the investigation finish. If you're not guilty, you have nothing to hide, and you let the investigation finish, and guess what? All those people that you claim are going on a witch hunt won't. They won't have anything to go on anymore. They'll look like laughing stocks. They'll look like you do now. So let's let this investigation complete. Hopefully it's over soon because I'm tired of hearing about it. And hopefully they're able to, get to the bottom of what took place during the 2016 election and whether or not the current president had anything to do with it. So let's let that happen. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. This has been the Big Ranch Show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road.